What's up YouTube, Vape King here, and today I am doing a dual coil build on this Mutation X version 2 atomizer. Got this one in brass. That was sent to me by Ecigs Suppliers UK Limited, a good friend of mine Sam, for review. So in this video I will be doing a dual coil build using my new Kuro Concept coil jig. As you can see there, check out my video for my unboxing of this. I did get a set of 3, 2mm, 2.5 and 3mm, so check out my video for that. Okay, and I will also be using this new wicker material, Fiber Freaks. This is really good, check out my video for that as well. This is really good stuff. So these are a few things that you will need to build your coil. Some simple tools. One will be some scissors to cut your wick. I use nail clippers to cut my kenthal, or you can use pliers. And then some tweezers to compress and pinch your coils once you've got them built. So before I carry on with this video, I need to stress two very serious points. If you're new to coil building or you're starting to coil build, two most important things you will need, and I must stress this. One is this little device here, which is a ohms meter or resistant meter. That is most vital for building coils. If you're new to building coils, do not build blind. You need one of these machines because you don't want to short your battery or even cause damage to yourself. It can be dangerous, so I must stress that. And another thing is battery safety. Always make sure you do have the correct battery for the resistance you are using. I recommend Samsung INR 25R battery, or another one is there's the Sony VTC 4s or 5s. So they're the two most important things you will need: an ohms meter and the correct battery for the coil build that you will be using. So let's get on with it. So I'm going to start off with building my coils. I've got 2 pieces of kenthal, which is 26 gauge, and I have one here because I am building a dual coil. And my resistance I will be making will be a 0.5 ohm resistance or nearabouts there. So like I say, if you do sub ohm in, make sure you have the correct battery, because some batteries you can't sub ohm on and you can't go too low on them as well. So let's get started. So like I said, I'm going to be using my Kuro Concept 2.5. Get my camera to I apologise, it keeps going all weird on me where it won't focus. So I'm using the 2.5, so basically what that means is that the rod on the end is a 2.5 diameter. Like I say, check out my video for my unboxing of this. So I'll be using the red one for this. So let's get started. I'll just move this out of the way just for now. So I'm building 2 coils which will require an 8 wraps. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to insert my kenthal through the hole, leave about 1 inch and then bend down. I like to hold it underneath like so. Get this to thingy, and then what you do is you get just started by doing that. Okay, so top cap, check out my video for that. Make sure you've got your hex screw in the correct hole. Okay, check out my video, I'll give you all details of which side your screw goes on for which kenthal you use. So when this 2 is turned round a full turn, that represents 1 wrap. So I need 8 wraps. So let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There we are. Then very carefully just pull your canthal out, very carefully, and there you have it, a nice perfect coil there. So that's number 1. So that's the first coil. So same again, insert your coil canthal through the hole, leave about an inch, bend down, like I say, get your canthal going just halfway like that. Apologise about my camera, it's messing around. There we are. So like I say, 8 wraps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There we are. And just very carefully wriggle it out, bend this terminal down, and there we are. That's your second coil. Perfect. So that is using my Kuro concept. Like I say, this is a really good device as well. I recommend it be a good tool to use if you're building coils, much easier. But if you haven't got one of them, you can always use your screwdriver, a trusty screwdriver like that. So that's the Kuro concept. So I'll bring this back here. So that's your building deck. Check out my unboxing for this. I am doing a week's review on this. So this is your deck with your 2 negative post milled into the deck. Very nice deep juice well on this as well. And then you've got your 2 positives in the center. There we are. So what I'm going to do is because I do modify mine a bit so that my coil does fit center. So what I normally do is with my tweezers, please forgive me as well if I go slightly out of camera view. So all I'm going to do is make sure that's there like that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to just bend this like this, just slightly, and then about a couple of millimeters up I'm going to bend this up as well like that, and then just make sure your terminal that's going in the positive. So you want to end up with something similar to that, which doesn't look very good, I must say. So I'll just do that a bit more. So you want to end up with something like that. Like that. Okay. And then what you do is you insert it into your one end into your negative and one end into your positive. I like to crisscross, so I like to put my negative in the negative, and then I like to use the opposite post for my positive. So I'm going to jiggle that, get that through, which is like that. And as you can see, it'll sit nicely there. Use your screwdriver just to keep it in place, which is fine there. And then screw down your terminal. Always make sure that all your terminals are down, even if you're doing a single coil build. Make sure that the terminals that you are not using are also screwed down, because it can give a false reading or it can even short. So there we have it. There is your coil, and then if you need to adjust, which I do, which I'll just do that. Just pull that out there like that. So that is your first coil done on one side, which is perfect. And then what you need to do is you just need to cut your terminals off. My positive did fly off when I screwed it down, so same again, always make sure that your terminals are screwed securely down and that your coil is firmly in place. And there you are. So that's number one. So just whip it round like that, and then I'll start on number two. So same again, I'm just going to do that. My negative part is a bit too long, so I'm just going to quickly trim it like that. And then I'm just going to do the same. I'm just going to slightly modify the negative just so that it fits nicely and my coil fits center. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just bend that like that. And then just about a millimetre or two, take it and bend it like that. So like I say, so you end up with something like that, and then you can always just do that. Okay, so same again, thread your positive and your negative end of your wire in through the terminal. There we are. Make sure it's not catching on any side, and there we are. Get it sat correctly. Make sure that your negative terminals or anything is not touching any of the opposite posts. So make sure your negative terminal is down. And that's popped out a bit. So just readjust as you need to. And don't worry if they don't look perfect, you can always adjust after you've got them securely fastened. Like I say, make sure they're all the way down. Like that, everything's all screwed down correctly, and then if you need to adjust, then just use your screwdriver to adjust. So I'm going to do that. Like I say, always make sure that your negative terminal isn't touching your center post, and if you do find that it does, just stick a screwdriver down there and move it out like that. So that's both your coils nicely done. Trim your ends off, whether you're using nail clippers like I am, or using some wire cutters, it doesn't really matter. There we are. Then also again, check that none of your ends are sticking out too far, and if they are, like I do, I'm just going to use my tweezers just to make sure it's not going to be touching anything and it's out of the way. So basically that's your coil build like that. And then like I say, if you need to do any adjusting, just stick your thing in and adjust. And that's your coil build there. So let's check the resistance. So this is reading a 7.4 for some reason. So always make sure, so I didn't get to my target, but not to worry. Make sure all your terminals are down, are screwed down, but your resistance could change as well once you've heated up. Just check it again. Oh, there we are. It's a 0.49. So here's a 0.5. There we are. So not far off. So your next step is to make sure that they're firing correctly. So when you do that, you can normally heat them up with a blowtorch. I just like to use my mod. Just also remember as well, if you have been adjusting your coils in any way, that all your posts are screwed down correctly. So what I'll do is I'll just move my camera up a bit. Please forgive the sun if it's making my picture a bit weird. So I'm going to heat them up. So you don't want to hold your button down. All you want to do is you want to just pulse. If I can get my camera to focus, I do apologise. So what you need to do is, maybe if I move it down here, if I can get it to focus. Is that too close? So anyway, what you want to do is you want to pulse. Don't hold your button down, you just want to pulse. As you can see, one side's glowing, one side isn't, so make sure that all your posts go down and secure. And if you have any problems, that means you'll have to rebuild. So let's try again. Let's just pulse it. See if we can get them to glow. There we are. They're glowing correctly now. They're glowing from the inside all the way to the outer edge, which is perfect. Like I say, always make sure that your posts are securely screwed down, otherwise you will have problems. They're firing nicely. So like I say, just pulse. Don't hold your button down. You just need to pulse and make sure they're glowing evenly and firing evenly. And then all you need to do is get your tweezers, pulse, get them hot. Don't use your tweezers while you've got your button pressed down, because you will short your coils. And then all you need to do is grab hold and pinch and hold for about 10 seconds. I apologise for my camera not focusing correctly. I'm trying to get it to focus correctly and I can't. And then turn it around, do the same thing, just pulse it, get it glowing. There we are. Get it nice and hot, release the button and then just pinch and hold for about 10 seconds. There we are. Always make sure as well, keep making sure that all your posts are securely down, and then your coils will fire correctly. So let's try them out. Let's see if they're glowing from the inside out, which is what you need. Okay, so just make sure, because you will get bits, otherwise that won't fire correctly. So they're nice and secure. Give it a fire up like that, and as you can see, both are firing from the inside out, and that's what you want. I might have to do maybe another coil build because it's not quite correct, but still, that is the gist of it. So once you've done that, it's ready for wicking. So just let your coils just cool down because it will be hot. And then I normally take it off my mod. Then I put it back on my resistance meter, make sure everything's correct on there. So now it's even reading a 0.57. So there, it's reading a 0.55 now, 56. There might be something wrong with my resistance meter, I don't know. I apologise. Apologise, this was working correctly yesterday, so I do apologise. It's reading a 0.9 now. Anyway, I know that that's reading correctly anyway. If there's any shorts on there, it'll come up like that if there's any shorts, or it could be my batteries. I could just need some new batteries in there. So anyway, that's your coil build. Sorry, I took that off. Right, so I'm going to be wicking now. Like I say, safety is a major bit. So I have been doing this for a while now, so but still be safe. So using this Fiber Freaks Density 2, check out my video for that, which is a nice pad like this. So I'm just gonna cut myself off 2 nice pieces like that. And this is really good stuff as well, super absorbent, nice wicker material this is. You should try it. It's not widely available at the moment, but if you can get your hands on some, at least try it at least once. It's a lot better than Japanese organic cotton and just normal standard cotton balls. So, I've got my pieces there. Just make sure that my coils are straight. So I'm just going to adjust my coil a bit. Right, I know why it's not reading correctly. Because this side has this side has did come out a bit, so that's probably why I'm not getting a correct reading on there. Let's try now. There we are. Perfect. You see how it's most important to make sure your post and your wire is securely in there, so that's why it wasn't reading correctly, because the terminal had come out of this post. And then there we are, just adjust your thing. So we are reading a 0.9. No, not a 0.9, a 0.5, or closest 0.45. So let's get on with that. Like I say, safety is a major part in building coils. You need to be safe. So I'm just making a point, thread it through the coil, and if you can't reach it, just use your, get this to focus. There we are. Just use your tweezers to pull through, to help it pull through, and there we are. That's one piece. You don't need to use quite a lot of this stuff as well. It's like you would with cotton or Japanese organic cotton. Less is best. And just use your tweezers there just to help pull through. And there we are. That is the wicking. So all you do now, I'll leave it on for this bit. Then all you do, get this to focus again, is then all you have to do is just tuck your fibre freaks in there. I use the tweezers instead. I just want to tuck it under, get it under there. There we are. Make sure it's not sticking out. That's one side. Tuck the other side in as well. Hope you can see this. I do apologise. Camera's messing me about. So I'll have just one more check before I put it on my mod. So there we are. 0.48. It will move about when you're doing and you're adjusting. So that's it. So what I'm going to do now is put it back on the copper mod. So I have got a copper one for review, and I have got the black one here for review. Yeah, I've already done a coil build on there, which is the same 0.5. So I'll just adjust my camera there. Like I said, don't forget to try this stuff. This stuff is brilliant. So with this one, I'm going to throw on some Fruit Heaven, which is 3 mg at 70 VG. I'll put 7 on there. It's supposed to be 70. So get your coils nice and saturated like that, and as you can see, your wicking material does go translucent. And then just get them nicely saturated. Side, just make sure it's nicely juiced up, and then we'll give it a fire and see how it performs. There we are, perfect, and that's what you want. So that is my coil build, dual coil build with a 26 gauge Kenthal, reading at 0.5 or closest to 0.5 ohms. And that is using my resistance meter, most important, and a battery. Remember your battery safety. And using my Kuro Concept coil jig. This is a brilliant machine, and the new Fibre Freaks as well, which is perfect. So meet me in a week's time where I will be reviewing both of these. I've got a copper one and a black one for review, so I can do a side-by-side review on them. So meet me in a week's time and I'll give you my review, my points on there and my rating, and whether you should spend the money and buy one. Okay, so I have got the version 2, the Mutation X version 2 mod, and the Mutation X version 3 atomizer. So stay tuned for this. So all I'm just going to do is, before I go, is put my top cap on. Make sure that your air holes are in front of your coils on both sides, more or less, and then put your top bit on. I like fully open, and that's that. So like I say, meet me in a week's time for a review on these items. Be safe when building coils. Make sure you've got the correct battery. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Like I'm always saying in my videos, by hitting that subscribe button you are in a chance of winning free stuff off my channel. Thank you for watching.